Top 10 detective anime that will mess with your head. We're always drawn to things surrounded by mystery and suspense, but what is it that makes us want to know more? It's the secret. We love secrets. For centuries, people have been longing for the suspense of mysteries. Well, if you have a passion for solving mysteries, these detective-related anime may be just what you're looking for. You'll be submerged in a world of critical thinking while watching these anime, and the suspense and intrigue will leave you wanting even more. So, without wasting any more time, let's get down to solving mysteries. Starting off the list, we have Detective School Q. Q's your average boy with a knack for logic and reasoning. Desiring to become a detective, he finds out about the existence of the Dan Detective School, or DDS, a famed school where students are allowed to bear arms. Together with Megu, a girl with photographic memory, the martial arts master Kinta, the genius programmer Kazuma, and the mysterious Ryu, Q tackles many well-planned crimes, always seeking the truth, and takes on mystery cases that even the police cannot solve. Well, as a lover of detective anime, I enjoyed this one quite thoroughly. Next on the list is The File of Young Kindaichi. Hajime Kindaichi's unorganized appearance and lax nature may give the impression of an average high school student, but a book should never be judged by its cover. Hajime is the grandson of the man who was once Japan's greatest detective, and he is also a remarkable sleuth himself. With the help of his best friend Miyuki Nanase and his peculiar inspector Isamu Kenmochi, Hajime travels to remote islands, ominous towns, abysmal seas, and other hostile environments. His life's mission is to uncover the truth behind some of the most cunning, grueling, and disturbing mysteries the world has ever faced. Coming in at number 8, we have Hioki. Energy conservationist high school student Hotaru Oreki ends up with more than he bargained for when he signs up for the Classics Club at his sister's behest, especially when he realizes how deep-rooted the club's history really is. Begrudgingly, Oreki is dragged into an investigation concerning the 45-year-old mystery that surrounds the club room. Accompanied by his fellow club members, the knowledgeable Satoshi Fukubi, the stern but benign Mayaka Ibara, and the ever-curious Iru Chitanda, Oreki must combat deadlines and lack of information with resourcefulness and hidden talent in order to not only find the truth buried beneath the dust of works created years before them, but of other small side cases as well. Based on the award-winning Kotenbu light novel series and directed by Yasuhiro Takimoto of Suzumiya Haruhi no Shushitsu, Hioki shows that even normal life can be full of small mysteries, be it family history, a student film, or even the withered flowers that make up a ghost story. Up next we have Gosek. Kazuya Kujo is a foreign student at St. Marguerite Academy, a luxurious boarding school in the southern European country of Soville. Originally from Japan, his jet black hair and dark brown eyes cause his peers to shun him and give him the nickname Black Reaper, based on a popular urban legend about the traveler who brings death in the spring. On a day like any other, Kujo visits the school's extravagant library in search of ghost stories. However, his focus soon changes as he becomes curious about a golden strand of hair on the stairs. The steps lead him to a large garden and a beautiful doll-like girl known as Victorique de Blois, whose complex and imaginative foresight allows her to predict their futures, now intertwined. With more mysteries quickly developing, including the appearance of a ghost ship and an alchemist with the power of transmutation, Victorique and Kujo, bound by fate and their unique skills, have no choice but to rely on each other. Detective Conan takes the number 6 spot. Shinichi Kudo, a high school student of astounding talent in detective work, is well known for having solved several challenging cases. One day, when Shinichi spots 2 suspicious men and decides to follow them, he inadvertently becomes witness to a disturbing illegal activity. Unfortunately, he's caught in the act, so the men dose him with an experimental drug formulated by the criminal organization, leaving him to his death. However, to his own astonishment, Shinichi lives to see another day, but now in the body of a 7-year-old child. Perfectly persevering his original intelligence, he hides his real identity from everyone, including his childhood friend Ran Mori and her father, private detective Kogoro Mori. To this end, he takes on the alias of Conan Edogawa, inspired by mystery writers Arthur Conan Doyle and Rampo Edogawa. Detective Conan follows Shinichi, who, as Conan, starts secretly solving the senior Mori's cases from behind the scenes with his still exceptional sleuthing skills, while covertly investigating the organization responsible for his current state, hoping to reverse the drug's effects someday. And number 5, we had Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. In the not-so-distant future, mankind has advanced to a state where complete body transplants from flesh to machine are possible. This allows for great increases in both physical and cybernetic prowess, blurring the lines between the two worlds. However, criminals can also make full use of such technology, leading to new and sometimes very dangerous crimes. In response to such innovative new methods, the Japanese government has established Section 9, an independently operating police unit which deals with such sensitively high crimes. Led by Daisuke Aramaki and Motoko Kusanagi, Section 9 deals with such crimes over the entire social spectrum, usually with success. However, when faced with a new A-level hacker nicknamed the Laughing Man, the team is thrown into a dangerous cat-and-mouse game following the hacker's trail as it leaves its mark on Japan. Next up, we have Psychopaths. Justice and the enforcement of it has changed. In the 22nd century, Japan enforces the Sybil system, an objective means of determining the threat level of each citizen by examining their mental state for signs of criminal intent, known as their psychopaths. Inspectors uphold the law by subjugating, often with lethal force, anyone harboring the slightest ill will. Alongside them are enforcers, jaded inspectors that have become latent criminals, granted relative freedom in exchange for carrying out the inspector's dirty work. Into this world steps Akane Tsunemori, a young woman with an honest desire to uphold justice. However, as she works alongside veteran enforcer Shinya Kugami, she soon learns that the Sybil system's judgments are not as perfect as her fellow inspectors assume. With everything she has known turned on its head, Akane wrestles with the question of what justice truly is, and whether it can be upheld through the use of a system that may already be corrupt. Coming in at number 3, we have Monster. Dr. Tenma, an elite neurosurgeon recently engaged to his hospital director's daughter, is well on his way to ascending the hospital hierarchy. That is, until one night, a seemingly small event changes Dr. Tenma's life forever. While preparing to perform a surgery on someone, he gets a call from the hospital director telling him to switch patients and instead perform life-saving brain surgery on a famous performer. His fellow doctors, fiance, and the hospital director applaud his accomplishment. But because of the switch, a poor immigrant worker is dead, causing Dr. Tenma to have a crisis of conscience. So when a similar situation arises, Dr. Tenma stands his ground and chooses to perform surgery on the young boy Johann Liebert instead of the town's mayor. Unfortunately, this choice leads to serious ramifications for Dr. Tenma, losing his social standing being one of them. However, with the mysterious death of the director and 2 other doctors, Dr. Tenma's position is restored. With no evidence to convict him, he is released and goes on to attain the position of hospital director. 9 years later, when Dr. Tenma saves the life of a criminal, his past comes back to haunt him. Once again, he comes face to face with the monster he operated on. He must now embark on a quest to pursuit to make amends of the havoc spread by the one he saved. At the runner-up, we have Erased. When tragedy is about to strike, Satoru Fujinuma finds himself sent back several minutes before the accident occurs. The detached 29-year-old manga artist has taken advantage of this powerful yet mysterious phenomenon, which he calls revival, to save many lives. However, when he's wrongfully accused of murdering someone close to him, Satoru is sent back to the past once again, but this time to 1988, 18 years in the past. Soon he realizes that the murder may be connected to the abduction and killing of one of his classmates, the solitary and mysterious Kayu Hinazuki, that took place when he was a child. This is his chance to make things right. Erased follows Satoru in his mission to uncover what truly transpired 18 years ago and prevent the death of his classmate while protecting those he cares about in the present. And finally, at number 1, we have my personal favorite, Death Note. Well, you'd be lying if you said you haven't heard of this anime. A Shinigami, as a god of death, can kill any person, provided they see their victim's face and write their victim's name in a notebook called a Death Note. One day, Ryuk, bored by the Shinigami lifestyle and interested in seeing how a human would use a Death Note, drops one into the human realm. High school student and prodigy Light Yagami stumbles upon the Death Note and, since he deplores the state of the world, tests the deadly notebook by writing a criminal's name in it. When the criminal dies immediately following this experiment with the Death Note, Light is greatly surprised and quickly recognizes how devastating that power that has fallen into his hands could be. With this divine capability, Light decides to extinguish all criminals in order to build a new world order where crime does not exist and where people worship him as a god. Police, however, quickly discovered that the serial killer is targeting criminals and consequently try to apprehend the culprit. To do this, the Japanese investigators count on the assistance of the best detective in the world, a young and eccentric man known only by the name of L. What do you think of our list? Let us know in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to never miss our new uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.